Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So yesterday's sink in the market on the stocks especially, well the indices sorry, was to do with Nvidia falling quite dramatically. So the S&P and the Nasdaq took quite a bit of a hit, but there has been a bit of a recovery in the last 24 hours. As you can see on the chart now, just got it on Nvidia and you can see the dramatic drop from roughly $144 right down at the bottom to below $120. So over 25 dollars being wiped off the value, but since then we've had a bit of a creep back up to $130. So we're just waiting to see if this particular gap is going to be covered and it's not going to be a runaway gap and start moving lower. So on the back of that, we've seen a bit of a movement on the S&P itself, and as you can see here from its record peak not so long ago, we had this dramatic sell-off, but as you can see, very nicely done from a lot of the buying side of the stock and indices market, going above the psychological 6,000 handle, and now we're just seeing more of a push towards this potential record high again. And more importantly, this was a record closing high. It wasn't just a bit of a spike higher and then a fall lower. From the last time we saw moves of that nature, we did see a bit of a dramatic sell-off in the market, as you can see here. Very choppy, bearish channel here before having a bounce and moving higher. So in this case, we're just seeing now if price action ahead of the Fed's expected pause at its rate decision. It's not expected to start cutting rates later today. So we'll wait and see if there's going to be any surprises there. But for now, looking at the indices and the stocks, they are very bullish again. And we're just waiting to see this small gap being replaced by a nice candle and then going back up towards the 6100 area. So this is very important if you're trading the S&P, and obviously the big fundamental news event of the week, possibly the first one of the year, to be honest, looking at the Fed, if they're going to have any move in the market, especially with Donald Trump being back in the White House. How is it going to affect sentiment there? Let's just look on the Nasdaq as well. That again, Nvidia being set up really started to weigh on markets as well, but because Nvidia's bounced back slightly, so has the markets as well. But quite a day to forget in yesterday's price action, again covering this gap. Really dramatic sell-off. Waited to see if we're going to have another firm rejection roughly around 22,000. Obviously psychological areas are very important when trading, and obviously when we look at the latest swing high or swing lows approximately, we're just waiting to see if that's going to have another run up to test that particular area as well. So earnings season getting off to a bit of a mixed start. Just waiting to see now where the next big move is going to be. All eyes are on the Fed. Just make sure that if you are trading around that particular area when the American market does open, just have all your stops in place to protect your assets and your risk capital as well. So that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great trading day ahead, and we'll speak again next time. Bye for now.